everyone, welcome to Advanced Engineering Physics Fiber Optics Part 2. This is Dr. S. Deepthi, Assistant Professor in Physics, Department of SNS, MLR Institute of Technology. So, here we are going to learn about types of optical fibers and optical fiber communication system. So, in the previous video lecture, what we have learned? We have learned about the total internal reflection, that is the principle of optical fiber, and also what we have learned about how the propagation takes place, what is the acceptance angle and what is the acceptance cone, and also numerical aperture. So with that we got an idea about how the propagation of light through optical fibers takes place. Now coming to the types of optical fibers, there are several types of optical fibers, and the type of optical fibers determines how much the numerical aperture that could be with the optical fiber. What is numerical aperture? Once again coming to the numerical aperture, the light gathering capacity of an optical fiber is called as numerical aperture. It is the sine inverse of the acceptance angle. That is what we have learned in the previous video lecture. So now the types of optical fibers, let us go to the types of optical fibers. So according to the variation of refractive index of materials, so the important thing is we can have core and cladding. These are the two major things that the light propagates through them. Okay, so according to the structure of an optical fiber, let us draw once again. Let us get into the structure of an optical fiber. This is a core and surrounding, this is a cladding, right? So the core and cladding will be like this, and the total internal reflection takes place between core and cladding interface itself. So as the light incidents at a particular angle of incidence, so the light undergoes through the core cladding interface and moves like this throughout the optical fiber. This is what we are going to learn now. So what is the major thing over here to get the different types of optical fibers? That are, the different types of optical fibers depends upon the refractive indices. What is a refractive index? So in the previous video lecture itself, we have learned about what is a refractive index. According to Snell's law, we are going to get the refractive indices like this. So let us go to the previous slide once again. So the refractive index is, according to Snell's law, that is n0 sin theta 1 is equals to n1 sin theta r. So we are going to have the sin theta I as angle of incidence and sin theta r as angle of refraction. So sin theta I is equals to n1 by n0 sin theta r. This is from the Snell's law. Okay, here we are going to use that small difference between the refractive indices, and then we are going to have the different types of optical fibers. Okay, so according to the variation of refractive index of the materials used from core cladding regions, optical fibers are mainly categorized into step index optical fibers and gradient index optical fibers. Okay, so SI and GI, these are the symbolisms, and we are going to have that inside types of optical fibers, step index optical fibers and also gradient index optical fibers. So in step index optical fibers, the refractive index is uniform throughout the core and abruptly changes at the core cladding interface. Okay, so what is the importance of refractive index? Refractive index importance is, with the change in slight refractive index itself, the light gathering capacity of the optical fiber changes, and also the angle of incidence, the angle of refraction changes. Okay, in the previous slide we have seen that sin theta is equals to n1 by n0 sin theta r. Okay, so with the angle of incidence, with the as the angle of incidence changes, the angle of refraction changes, and with the slight change in the refractive indices, this angle also changes. Okay, the total thing will be depends upon the only the refractive index. Okay, so here in step index optical fiber, we have the refractive index uniform throughout the core and abruptly changes at the core cladding interface. Okay, there are two types of step index optical fibers. One is single mode step index optical fiber. It is called as SM. Sorry, it is called as SM, single mode step index optical fiber, SMS. Okay, optical fiber, and multi-mode step index optical fiber. In graded index optical fiber, the refractive index varies continuously across the core cladding interface, and as it is maximum at the center and it decreases downwards at the outer edge. This is about the graded index optical fiber. Now we'll go in depth of step index optical fibers and graded index optical fibers. So single mode. So see here, there are so many number of diagrams over here, and what happens here? So single mode step index optical fiber, this is the inner region called as core. Okay, now the outer region is the cladding. This is the diagrammatic representation itself, but the core cladding are very much close to one another, so that the light propagates easily through the total internal reflection. Okay, so here what happens in this single mode step index optical fiber? Okay, single mode means it is propagating through only one mode of vibration. Okay, so this is single mode. So as it passes through the core cladding interface, it almost appears to be propagated in pulse propagation. Okay, so the single mode step index optical fiber has a pulse propagation. Pulse means just the light will be moving, blinking like this, like that, in the form of blinks, small blinks like that. This is a pulse propagation. Okay, so difference between core and cladding refractive index is very small. Okay, the refractive index of core and cladding, here let us consider one example. If the core has a refractive index 1.46, the cladding 1.466, and the cladding will be 1.46 itself. So the difference is 0.06. That is the difference between core and cladding interface. That much will be there will be smaller difference between core cladding the refractive indexes of core and cladding. So it has a core diameter of 8 micrometers to 10 micrometers. Imagine the micrometer range. Micrometer means it is of the order of our hair. Okay, so the hair, how much hair will be, the thickness of hair will be. So in that order only the core and then afterwards the cladding will be covered. So here the core diameter will be 8 micrometers to 10 micrometers range. With that small range of diameter itself, the light propagates through the optical fiber. Fabrication of single mode optical fiber is too expensive. Such optical fibers are used for communication for longer than 200 meters, and these are frequently used under sea. Okay, so seawater operations require the optical fibers where the single mode optical fiber will be used. Now, multi-mode step index optical fiber. What is the multi-mode step index optical fiber? So, the variation in the size of the diameter. Here, the first and foremost thing is, in multi-mode step index optical fiber, we have multiple ways of propagation of light through the optical fiber, and also the variation in the diameters takes place. In case of multi-mode step index fibers, several number of modes are possible for light propagation. Number of modes means number of light frequencies will be going rigorously through the optical fiber. Okay, so this is about multi-mode optical fiber. It allows a large number of modes of light ray traveling through it. That is what. In general, multi-mode step index optical fiber has larger core diameter than single mode step index optical fiber. Okay, the diameter of the core is about 20 micrometers to 100 micrometers, and the diameter of cladding about 100 micrometers to 200 micrometers. So, okay, so it ranges from, the diameter ranges from 20 micrometers to 100 micrometers core diameter. and the cladding diameter ranges from 100 micrometers to 200 micrometers. Even though it is larger than single mode step index optical fiber, this is also very small. Okay, the difference between refractive index of core and cladding material is kept relatively large. In the earlier slide, what we have told you, the refractive index of single mode step index optical fiber example is given as 1.446 for core and 1.46 for cladding. There is a small difference between the refractive indices of the core and cladding, whereas here the refractive index of core and cladding is very large, and very large in the sense it is relatively large, not very large, relatively large, so that there is a signal degradation due to multimode dispersion. But due to the larger variation, there may be a degradation of signal. Okay, it is not suitable for long distance communication due to large dispersion and attenuation of signal. So this attenuation we will be learning in the next video lecture, and here just keep an eye on about large dispersion. Why dispersion takes place? Due to the availability of a space, more availability of a space, and also due as the light propagates through multimode fashion. This is the pulse propagation over here. It will be moving here and there, multiplying. Okay, multimode propagation will be there, not the single way. So due to this one, there might be a chance of dispersion, and there is a chance of dispersion, and also signal degradation will be there that comes due to the dispersion. Okay, multimode optical fibers are used for short distances less than 200 meters where high power transmission is needed. Okay, so see here, the input pulse will be like this, and the output pulse will be having, there is a difference in the input pulse and output pulse here, if you could observe clearly. So in the previous slide, what we could observe, the output pulse, this is input pulse itself. This is input pulse and this is output pulse. Okay, so the pulse will be, the propagation will be as it is, almost same. Okay, the frequency of propagation will be almost same for single mode step index optical fiber, whereas the frequency, the amplitude, so here whatever may be the input of the amplitude, we are going to get that much of amplitude, with that much of amplitude the output. So there will be less signal degradation will be there, and signal loss will be very less. Degradation will be less and signal loss will also be less. But in case of multimodal step index optical fiber, what we could find the input pulse as it is, what we are going giving in the single mode step index optical fiber. With that amplitude only, the pulse is given to the light pulse is given to the optical fiber. Then what happens to the output? The amplitude is very much reduced. As we can see here, the amplitude is very much reduced. So that the multimode step index optical fiber has less use than the single mode step index optical fiber. Now coming to the graded index optical fiber. So in this type of optical fiber, the core has non-uniform refractive index that gradually decreases from the center towards the cladding interface. So the major thing is the core will be having very less, what we can say, non-uniform refractive index. The core and cladding interface will be having non-uniform refractive index. How the refractive index will be defined, or how the refractive index will be designated for each and every mode. Since the optical fibers are, what we can say, they will be combined to get a larger form. If we want to get a optical fiber cable for 1 meter, we cannot get that 1 meter of optical fiber, or we cannot, not 1 meter, 1 kilometer. So we cannot get the optical fiber of 1 kilometer at a stretch. Instead, we can we can join the optical fibers from, for example, 200 meters optical fiber to 200 meters optical fiber and so on. Like that, we can join the optical fibers to get a 1000-meter optical fiber. At a stretch, we cannot get the total optical fiber. So, this is the reason why we can say that the optical fiber communication is very important, and the light propagation through the optical fiber from one optical fiber end, from one cable to another cable, to be done very in a clear manner, and the data that is transmitted through the optical fiber to be clearly sent from one region to another region. Okay. So, in multimode gradient index optical fiber, the index of refraction in the core decreases continuously in probable manner from maximum value at the center core to a minimum value at the core of core cladding interface. So, see here, the pulse propagation here, if you can see here, the pulse propagation will be in this direction, whereas it forms in the, it propagates in a neat and clear manner, wave pattern manner, sinusoidal wave pattern will be taking place in gradient index optical fiber. So, the light propagates through it in the form of helical rays. That is what we have discussed now, that it takes the form of sinusoidal neat waves, which is known as helical rays. This never cross the optical fiber axis. Okay. So, MMGI, multimode gradient index optical fibers, have transmission bandwidths greater than that of multimode single index optical fibers. So, okay. So, what is the major difference between multimode and single mode? Multimode propagates in a helical type, so that the information that will be sent through the optical fiber will be remained like that, and whereas in the case of single mode step index optical fiber, the dispersion is very much and attenuation will also be more, so that the signal degradation will be more. Okay. So, MMGA optical fibers have transmission bandwidths greater than that of MMSI optical fibers. Yes, these optical fibers have advantage of core diameters greater than 30 micrometers. So, the diameter of the core here will be 30 micrometers, coupled with bandwidth suitable for long distance communication. So, the gradient index optical fibers are used for long distance communication. So, see here, the multimode step index optical fiber core will be having larger diameter, and the cladding is surrounded by the core. And here, the propagation of light occurs through the core cladding interface, where the optical fibers that are used have different refractive indices. Okay, a slight difference between the refractive indices will be there when we for example, if we take a optical fiber of 200 meters long, the optical fiber is maintained to be at a refractive index. The core is maintained to be at a refractive index of for example 30 micrometers, and variation of 20 to 30 micrometers there. Then the joining cable might be having the refractive index okay. The refractive index, not the 30 micrometers diameter will be the same, but the refractive index that is for example 1.596. This is the refractive index of core. Okay. Now, here in this optical fiber, what is the major thing with the large core diameters and having a refractive index, and cladding will be having refractive index less than core, that is 1.5, like that. Okay, there is a difference in the refractive index will be maintained throughout the optical fiber cable. One optical fiber cable has one refractive index for both core and cladding, and another optical fiber, the connected optical fiber has another, there will be change in the refractive index of core and cladding. Like this, there will be a large differences in the core and cladding interface is observed, and due to these, the propagation will be held clearly. So what is the input signal? Yes, this is the input signal. The amplitude will be like this, and the output time pulse, even though the amplitude is smaller, but the total pulse will be, we are going to get the pulse with a high, even though it is less amplitude, but the if we the data that is sent through the optical fiber will be reached without any destruction or dispersion. So this is yes, core cladding interface, and there will be change in the refractive indices. This diagram indicates the change in the refractive index, as N1 is the refractive index of core and N2 is the refractive index of cladding. There will be change in the refractive index. Okay, so in the previous diagrams, so here N1 is the refractive index of core and N2 is the refractive index of cladding. What we could observe? We could observe just a slight change in the refractive indices. Here also 2E is the difference in the diameter radius will be 2A, and the refractive index is N1, and N2 is the refractive index of a cladding. Okay, so we could observe a large difference in the multimode step index optical fiber, whereas coming to the gradient index optical fiber, the refractive index will be N1 will be the refractive index and N2 will be the refractive index, and there is a slight difference between them. So what happens here? Even though the refractive index will be slightly changing, slightly means not in the case of step index optical fiber. In the case of gradient index optical fiber, we could find a small difference between the noticeable difference between refractive indices of core and cladding, but this changes will be continued throughout the optical fiber cable. Okay, so now this is how we are going to have the types of optical fibers. So what we have learned about? We have learned about the step index optical fiber and gradient index optical fiber. In step index optical fiber, single mode step index optical fiber and multi-mode step index optical fiber. Gradient index also have the multi-mode step index optical fiber only itself. Okay, so this is about the optical fibers, how the light propagates through the optical fibers with the different refractive indices of the core and cladding. So the propagation of light through the optical fiber will be done through these methods, that is single mode and multi-mode methods. Of them, single mode step index optical fiber is very expensive, and multi-mode step index optical fiber will be, gradient index optical fiber will be more useful than multi-mode step index optical fiber. Now coming to the optical fiber communication system. So the main purpose, what is the major application of fiber optics is optical fiber communication system. As we are using mobile phones, the mobile data we are receiving from the towers and all, then how the data will be transmitted? That is the first question. So here I am talking with someone through a telephone or through some cell phone or something other. My voice will be taken, will be recorded, and this recorded version will be sent, and sent version will be received by the receivers, and the receiver received the sound energy or whatever I talk, this energy will be received, and these will be sent to the optical fibers. Now let us see what is optical fiber communication system. As you could observe the diagram, it has information source, electrical transmitter, optical source, an optical fiber cable, optical detector, electrical receiver, and destination. Okay, so I am starting with information source. So the typical optical fiber communication system essentially consists of a transmitter with a diode laser and a receiver with a photodiode and an optical fiber serving as a transmitting medium. Okay, these are the three things that we are going to have in the optical fiber communication system. First one is transmitter, which consists of a diode laser, and second one is receiver with a photodiode, and the third one is the transmitting medium. Okay, so it has three parts. Transmitter has three parts. What is the transmitter parts? Encoder, modulator. Okay, so L is a light source. So encoder, which detects the input signal. Modulator takes the input and convert into equivalent light pulses. Okay, and then laser light source. So waveguide acts as a transmitting medium to propagate light, and receiver, light source from the optical fiber is received by photodetector. Okay, so this is the major things that we have with the optical fiber communication system. Okay, so now go in detail with the optical fiber communication system. Transmitter block, it has a, okay, analog information is done through the phone. If we ring the phone, then what happens here? The coder or converter receives the signals, and it is going to convert into digital pulses. Okay, so the thing that we are talking here, the sound energy is converted into electrical energy in the form of digital pulses, and the digital pulses are given to the light source transmitter circuit. Okay, so the digital sources are given to the light source transmitter circuit, and here these are going through optical fiber communication cable. Okay, well, here also the cables are joined. So the symbol would be like this. If the symbol is like this, then there will be a joining of cables like this, and due to the joining of cables, the data is transmitted from one cable to another cable over a large distances. If the cables, for example, we do have so much large of 500 to 2000 kilometers. How many kilometers are there? These cables are connected to with one another based on the distance. Okay, now at what is the receiver end? At the receiver end, we have photocell or light detector. So the total communication is sent through the optical fiber, and the optical itself light. The light energy receives the electrical energy, and the total thing is converted into light energy. Or in some for some communications, the total energy is converted into light energy. In some communications, the total energy will be modulated with the sound energy or whatever may be the energy, and this acts as the light acts as a carrier to take the other source of energy from one area to another area. Okay, got it? So this is how we can send the information. Now at the receiver end, what happens here? A photocell or light detector is there, an amplifier is there, and a shaper circuit is there. Okay, now it is the shaper circuit use is to convert the incoming pulses into digital pulses and gives that one to decoder. Okay, now here a system will be there, digital output computer will be there, okay, to monitor the incoming rays and so on. So now going to have the analog output. If you do a phone to your friend, then you might have just annoyed about how my sound will be going from me to my friend through the optical fiber communication system. Okay, so in the optical fiber communication system, we have transmitter end and we have receiver end. In the transmitter end, what we do have, we have transmitted the energy received by the person, and the energy is converted into the sound energy. Maybe the sound energy is converted into light sources, and the light source is sent through the optical fiber totally. Then the optical fiber receives, and at the receiver end, what is there? The photocell that receives the light detector, and the amplifier. What is the purpose of amplifier over here? The amplifier amplifies the digital signal. Amplifies means, here in the previous slide only we have seen in the previous slide only we have seen what is that one, as the pulse is there. If it is sent through the single mode optical fiber or multi-mode optical fiber, then what will get? We are going to get the final output. Okay. Right. So the final output may be as the same of the incident ray or maybe different from the incident ray. Why? Because we are now not only our light travels through the optical fiber, but it also carries some information. Okay, so some information will be carried and the information it will be communicated to the communication system. Okay, this is what we have learned about in this video lecture. So these are the things that we have learned about the types of optical fibers and finally application of optical fiber as optical fiber communication system. Okay, thank you.